Peace, family. What's going on? It's your consumer rights guy, Jasser Ali, back at you with some more consumer rights. And today we're going to be talking about how we have been able to help our clients be able to save thousands of dollars while going through a judicial mortgage foreclosure. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how we're able to do that with our foreclosure navigation program. Okay, we've been helping homeowners for over 10 years now, move on their time and not the bank's time. We have guaranteed homeowners the time to be able to build the savings and get their credit improved so that when it's time to move, they can move smoothly, okay? So right now, I want to talk about how a homeowner can save thousands while in a judicial mortgage foreclosure. And this is for those individuals who may not be able to get my services or who don't qualify to be a client of ours. This is something that you can be able to utilize, hopefully, and be able to save thousands for yourself. Okay, so before we jump into all of that, we're going to talk about the 3 common challenges that homeowners face when in a mortgage foreclosure. Okay, so we're going to talk about 3 challenges. Okay, and those 3 common challenges are press for time, okay? 9 times out of 10, when a homeowner is going through foreclosure, they start being concerned with, are they going to be homeless? When the bank is going to come and put them out? Is the sheriff or somebody going to kick them out while they're sleeping in the middle of the night? So this is a challenge that most homeowners face when dealing with foreclosure. The second challenge is financial instability, okay? The main issue that people are facing when dealing with a foreclosure is financial instability. And 9 times out of 10, a homeowner does not have a significant amount of savings when they're going through a judicial foreclosure, okay? And this can happen by various means. Sometimes people get sick. We just went through a pandemic. A lot of people lost employment due to the pandemic, all right? And then it caused them to not be able to keep up with their bills. Things happen. But just like, anything else, people do get back on their feet, and they find employment. However, sometimes it's a lot difficult to climb themselves out of the hole that, life has put them in. So, this is one of the things that homeowners are definitely faced with when being in foreclosure. And the third challenge that most homeowners are facing when in foreclosure is bad credit, okay? Because when a foreclosure complaint is filed against a homeowner or a homeowner account goes into foreclosure status and it reports to the credit report, it can drop their credit score by 100 points or more, okay? So these are the 3 common challenges that homeowners face. And the reason why we say the 3 common challenges, because over the past 10 years, these are the common challenges that we've come across, okay? Either somebody needs more time to get themselves together, okay? Being given that more time, they can, sort out their finances, get situated financially, and then that also gives them the time to improve their credit, from facing the bad credit. So what we do here at Divergent Consumer Services is that we take these 3 challenges and we provide three guaranteed solutions. Okay, we provide 3 guaranteed solutions that guarantees people, 1, more time in their home. Okay. 2, we provide a solution to the financial instability by guaranteeing them to be able to build a savings. Okay, and also as they're going through our foreclosure navigation program, they are also improving their credit. Okay, so now with our program, we give them more time because that allows them to go through the entire judicial process for the foreclosure matter. As they are going through the foreclosure matter, they are given the time to build a savings, in which we provide our clients with a customized savings plan that will allow them to build a savings on a monthly and daily basis. And then we provide a solution for the bad credit. Now, all of this is significant because, 1, as a homeowner, if you have to move out on the bank's time, meaning you press for time, you really don't have no time to plan on where you're going to move at. Okay, 9 times out of 10, you don't have the finances to put down on the deposit on a home, and you can't get approved for anything really because of your bad credit and you being in foreclosure. All right, but today we're going to be talking about how we guarantee our clients to be able to build a savings by the thousands while going through a judicial mortgage foreclosure. Okay. Okay. So, how do we do that? Okay. Also, this method that I'm about to share with you. Not only have I helped, several homeowners with accomplishing this goal, I also put my own grandmother through a foreclosure matter where she also was able to do the same thing. So, I hope that others will be able to do the same after watching this video. So we're going to walk through how, we are allowed to guarantee our our clients, to build a savings. So let's walk through it. Let's just say you have my stick man. You have a homeowner, right? Okay. This homeowner is looking to buy a house, right? In the process of buying the house, and going through with the closing, a homeowner signs 2 very important documents. They sign what's called the promissory note, which is the promise to pay back the loan from the bank. And then the other important document that they sign is a mortgage document, which secures the repayment of the loan. Okay? So what happens is that once the homeowner gets approved for the loan, they get the mortgage, somewhere along the line, they go through some type of financial hardship, right? They go through the financial hardship and boom, they default on the mortgage payment. meaning that they failed to make a payment. Right? Now, when this happens, the bank typically gives a homeowner 120 days or 3 to 4 months to get caught up on their account before initiating foreclosure proceedings. Okay, so what happens is they will follow the state requirements in order to foreclose, and then they will do what we will call they file a complaint. They file a complaint with the court. Okay. Now, once they file the complaint with the court, the bank now has to then serve the homeowner with the complaint. All right. They serve the homeowner with the complaint. Okay. Now, one thing y'all need to understand is that the foreclosure process is just that, especially in the judicial foreclosure process. It is a process for a reason. So, when going through the foreclosure process, everybody has to be in alignment with what you will call state rules of civil procedure, or the local court rules of civil procedure. And within those rules, to the foreclosure process, it allows a homeowner a certain amount of time. Typically it takes they're allowed 30 days, 20 to 30 days, depending on what state you're in. It may be 35 or 40 days. All right, you need to look up your state rules of civil procedure for the foreclosures, and that'll be able to explain everything to you. Okay. Now, what typically happens that once a homeowner is served with a complaint, right? They do nothing. The homeowner does nothing, right? And when a homeowner does nothing, once they're served with the foreclosure complaint and they do not file any type of response, the bank get what's called a default judgment. Okay, not too long ago I did a video on how homeowners can stop the foreclosing bank from getting a default judgment. Go to all my social media pages. You'll be able to see exactly step by step what a homeowner can do to stop the bank from getting a default judgment against them. However, in this example, the homeowner does nothing, the bank gets a default judgment, and now you done gave the bank all the power. You done gave the bank all the power to expedite getting the writ of possession, getting the sheriff's cell, and ultimately putting you out the home. But when you work with Divergent Consumer Services, we educate and we empower homeowners of their foreclosure rights and how they can enforce their foreclosure rights. Okay? And they do that through their pro se litigant rights. Okay? Their pro se rights or pro se litigant rights allows the homeowner to file documentation with the court without the assistance of an attorney, or without an attorney filing it for them. Okay? In which all homeowners have a right to do that as individuals. Right? So, let's just say a homeowner gets served, they utilize their pro se rights. the most important thing a homeowner can do after being served with the complaint is file a response. Okay. Now, in this situation, you always want to file what's called a motion to dismiss. Okay. Or in some states, they're called preliminary objections. Right. So you want to file a motion to dismiss. Okay. Once you get past the motion to dismiss or preliminary objections, the plaintiff or the foreclosure bank then has 20 days or 14 days from the time that they're served with the motion to file a response. Okay. Let's just say bank files response. Right? The bank files a response. Now, after the bank files a response, the court is either, is going to enter an order. On the motion, right? Now, it varies on how long it takes for a judge to enter an order on a motion, depending on the arguments that's presented to the judge or to the court. Okay, so 9 times out of 10, the court will deny the motion to dismiss or the preliminary objections, and then order the defendant to file an answer. Okay, and typically when a court denies the motion and orders the defendant or the homeowner to file an answer to the complaint, they are now given 20 days to do so. Okay, so let's just say the homeowner then files an answer. Files answer to complaint. Right? Now, after the homeowner files an answer to the complaint, then the bank has to file what's called a reply. All right. Now this is where things start to change. After the reply is filed, typically the court process has something that's called a case management conference, or they put in, what's called a scheduling order. Okay. So we'll put case management conference. And at the case management conference or hearing, they want to know, what are the plaintiff's claims, what are the defendant defenses, and based off of the information that they're given, they'll put in what's called a scheduling order. Okay. Now, the scheduling order lays out pretty much how the rest of the court process is going to go. All right. It gives you instructions on how long it's going to take for you to conduct discovery. Okay. And what I mean by discovery, in each rules of civil procedure for each state, they have your request for admissions, request for production of documents, and request for interrogatories that you can send to the plaintiff to be answered, as well as the plaintiff can also send the homeowner discovery requests for them to answer as well. You got to give each party time, typically 30 days to respond to the discovery request. Okay, this is where you get most of your time at. Okay, discovery can take anywhere from 6 to 12 months if you do it properly. Okay, or based off of the scheduling order. Okay, again, this is for requests for admissions, request for production, and interrogatories. Okay, after discovery is over, you go through the rest of the scheduling order, and it lays out deadlines. Okay, so you have a deadline for discovery, and then you have a deadline to file what's called a motion for summary judgment. Okay. Motion for summary judgment. Okay, when a motion for summary judgment is filed, pretty much you're saying is that everything that was gathered from discovery, okay, you want to be able to take this evidence that you received, and you want to be able to ask the court to give you a judgment based off of the summary of everything that took place in the case. All right. Then, if y'all make it past discovery and y'all both still have solid arguments, you then go to trial. Okay? And trial within itself is a whole process. Now, there's a time factor with all of this, as you can see, right? So, by the time a homeowner is served with a foreclosure complaint, they have 30 days to respond. They have 30 days to respond or to file the answer, right? Then, when they file the motion to dismiss, which should always be the first filing in a foreclosure complaint, you know, they file the motion to dismiss. The bank then got 14 to 20 days to respond. Okay? Once the bank files a response to your motion, you are then given, I don't know, let's just say 10 days to file a reply. Okay? After you file your reply, the court will enter an order. Okay? Now, a court doesn't always immediately enters an order as soon as a reply is filed. Okay? So we gotta wait until the court, that can take, I don't know, 10 to 20 days itself. Okay? That says take 10 days itself. All right. Now the motion to dismiss get denied. Right. And now the homeowner is ordered to file an answer to the complaint. Now the homeowner is given an additional 20 days to file an answer. Right? Once they file an answer to the complaint, the bank usually has 14 days or 2 weeks to file a reply to the answer. Okay? After the bank files a reply to the answer, typically the case management conference is given, or some type of mitigation or some type of proceeding is done, whereas though they will give each party what you would call the scheduling order. Okay? The scheduling order will give a deadline between 6 to 12 months as to how long each party has to file and request discovery. Okay? Again, this is where most homeowners get most of their time at. Okay, through discovery. So they'll send out the request for admissions, request for production of documents, and request for interrogatories. Okay, and it's not one. You're not sending one set. You can send out a request for discovery, and you can not like what the other party responded with. You can then send a second set of discovery requests in a more detailed manner so that you can be able to get the answers that you want to your questions. All right. So it's an ongoing back and forth thing in between these 6 to 12 months between the plaintiff and the defendant. All right. And not only do you have requests for admissions and production of documents and interrogatories, you also can subpoena documents. You can do depositions where you can meet somebody in person and get them under sworn oath to be able to answer the questions and everything. Okay. Now, once the deadline comes for the discovery to end, then you have a deadline for when you need to file a motion for summary judgment. Typically, it's 30 days after the scheduling or after discovery ends. So, that's an additional 30 days. All right, to file the motion for summary judgment. Okay. Now, when you file a motion for summary judgment, or the bank files a motion for summary judgment, you then have to file an answer to the motion, and typically you're given 30 days to file your response. You're usually given 30 days to respond to the motion for summary judgment, or if you file a motion, the bank also has 30 days to file a response to your motion for summary judgment, and then after that, the court would then enter an order. Order entered by bank. By the court. Sorry. Okay. Once the order is entered, hopefully at this point, both sides make really strong arguments, and the only way to resolve this matter is through trial. So the judge will dismiss both motions and prepare the matter for trial. Now, the bank don't always put in the order immediately after both parties file responses to the motion for summary judgment. Okay? Typically, it may take 10 to 20 days before an order is put in. Sometimes it may even take months, depending on how strong the arguments are. So the court enters an order, and then you have trial. Now, trial itself is a whole process within itself. Okay, you got pre-trial hearings in some situations where you have to, get prepared for trial. So, what type of evidence you're going to admit to the court, to use as trial as evidence or things like that. That takes time. So they would schedule hearings for that. But let's just break it down. How much time a homeowner had given themselves by enforcing and utilizing their foreclosure rights, their pro se litigant rights, while in the judicial foreclosure matter. So we're looking at about 1 month, about another 30 days here, 2 months, about 3 months here. Case management order is going to take some time. That could take 30 days to get that order. We had about 4 months. Now we get to discovery, and we here at that 6 month to a year mark. Okay, so you're looking at now at least 10 months. If you given a 6 month deadline for discovery, but if you're given a year in most situations, then you looking at well over a year. Okay, so let's just say 6 months, right? 6 months, you're looking at 10 months from now that a homeowner has been guaranteed this time to be in a home as they go through the judicial process. Now for the motion for summary judgment, with the motion for summary judgment, now that's an additional 30 days. Now we're looking at 11 months. Okay. Now, after you file the motion and both parties respond, y'all both given 30 days to respond to each other's motion. That's now a year. Okay. Now, if we was just to stop there, because trial and everything like that will give us additional time. But if a homeowner was just to stop here, at the 12-month mark, right? If a homeowner was able to save, let's just say, for an example, they're in position to save $1,500 a month, right? Over these 10 to 12 months, now their financial instability went from bad to financial stability, because in 10 to 12 months, they'll be able to save $15,000 to $18,000. Okay? Now, if you're in a financial hardship because of foreclosure and you're strapped financially, how would it make you feel if you was able to enforce your own rights that you're entitled to, and in 10 to 12 months, you now got $15,000 to $18,000 saved? How would that change your family life? And this is just 12 months. Now, we didn't even get to trial. We didn't even get to appealing to the appellate court. We ain't getting to, clean, giving you a clean credit slate in 4 months. We didn't get into all the other things that come along with the foreclosure navigation program that we provide, or that we offer at Divergent Consumer Services. But this is just a layout or a map on how we've been able to help homeowners for over 10 years now turn their home crisis into, a more transformative, positive situation. Okay? So if you are a homeowner in a mortgage foreclosure matter, this is life changing. Okay? So people say, oh, well, how does this guarantee me to build a savings? Well, let me share with you what we do. You know, I hope everybody got this. So this is what we do. Now, everybody's situation is different, right? Everybody's situation is different. So you may have a homeowner, you may have two homeowners, you know, and they come across, you know, financial hardship, but then they get back on their feet. However, the bank don't want to work with them, and they're continuing with their foreclosure process. So as they're going through the foreclosure navigation program, we lay out, you know, a customized savings plan. As they're going through the judicial foreclosure process. So each month, after we break down their expenses, plus their income, once we break these two categories down, we're able to see, you know, what disposable income they have left. Okay? Disposable income is income that's left over after all the bills are paid, and they're seeing now what they have left in their pockets, right? So if their disposable income, you know, is, you know, I don't know, 2,000, let's just say 2,000 to 3,000, you know, they can have some spending money, and then they can also build, you know, they can take 1,500 that can go towards the savings, and then they can have 1,000 to 1,500 in spending, right? So as a homeowner is going through the program, we showed you exactly how we can walk them through the foreclosure navigation program. Allows them the guaranteed time so that they can have the time to save this disposable income every month. It may be less, it may be more, but they are put in a better position to be able to build the savings, all right, based off of the guaranteed time. And what that will do is that will put them in, you know, a better position so that when it's time to move, now they got the money, they got the 18,000, you know, to put down a deposit for a home. Okay, they will have the credit in order to get approved for a new place, and that is what allowed them to move on their terms and not the bank's terms. All right, this is what we call the homeowners foreclosure bailout. Just like the banks get bailed out, you know, the people with the big money, this is for the little people that's in the homes that also could use a bailout. All right, so you can literally transform your own life by going through our foreclosure navigation program and putting you and your family in a better position. And if you don't know what's your next step, if you feel stuck, if you don't know which way to turn, give us a call. We look forward to, discussing your options with you, and we look forward to helping you and as many families as we can out here during this trying time. Peace.